WWE superstars are known for their larger-than-life personas, wild storylines, and fierce rivalries inside the squared circle. But outside the ring, they are humans, with hopes, beliefs, and dreams just like us. Today, we dive deep into one of the most inspiring real-life journeys a WWE superstar has ever taken. The story of Sami Zayn, famously known as Sami Zayn, and his emotional pilgrimage to the holy city of Mecca. Sami Zayn's real name is Sami Zayn. He was born in July 1984 in Laval, Quebec, Canada. His parents were Syrian immigrants who moved to Canada to build a better life for their family. Growing up, Sami always stayed connected to his Syrian roots and his faith, Islam. A lot of people often wonder, is Sami Zayn Muslim? The answer is yes. Sami Zayn is Muslim, and he's never tried to hide it. Whether he's in the WWE ring or outside of it, Sami has always carried his identity with quiet pride. When other kids were going home after school to do their homework, Sami was dreaming about stepping into the wrestling ring. Back then, he probably never imagined he'd one day sign with the biggest wrestling company in the world, WWE. Before WWE, Sami made his name on the independent wrestling circuit under a mask, wrestling as El Generico. The character was funny, energetic, and always felt like an underdog hero. Behind that mask, Sami's real passion and hard work turned him into a fan favorite. People loved cheering for him because they could see a real fighter underneath, someone who never forgot where he came from. When he finally signed with WWE, Sami removed the mask. But what fans saw wasn't just another wrestler. They saw a man proud of who he is, even though he doesn't shout about his faith in every promo. If you follow him closely, you'll always find his Muslim identity and his Syrian culture in the way he talks, what he supports, and how he carries himself. Inside the ring, Sami brings that same underdog spirit. He rarely wins easily. He fights, struggles, takes the hits, and somehow finds a way to pull through in the end. That's why fans relate to him. He's proof that you can stick to your roots, stay true to your faith, and still chase your dreams. Outside the ring, Sami Zayn is just Sami Zayn, the same kid from a Syrian immigrant family who now uses his fame to help others. He's spoken up for Syrian refugees, raised funds for medical aid, and even launched his own Sami for Syria campaign to help build mobile clinics in Syria. He doesn't just talk about charity, he does it. And he does it because he believes it's his duty, as a person of faith, and as someone who never forgot where he came from. Even today, when you watch Sami Zayn perform, whether he's delivering an intense promo, fighting his heart out in a match, or playing the bad guy who still gets cheered, remember this: behind the lights, the storylines, and the character, there's still Sami Zayn, a proud Syrian Muslim who shows the world that you don't have to hide who you are to achieve your dreams. And that's the real story of Sami Zayn, the underdog who never stops fighting, inside the ring and out. To really understand Sami Zayn's journey, it helps to know what Hajj means in Islam. Hajj is one of the 5 pillars of Islam, a religious duty that every Muslim must try to complete at least once in their lifetime, if they're physically and financially able to do it. Every year, millions of Muslims from every corner of the world travel to Mecca, gathering together to perform sacred rituals that follow in the footsteps of Prophet Ibrahim, known as Abraham in other traditions, and his family. But Hajj isn't just about traveling thousands of miles or performing rituals. It's much deeper than that. It's a journey of the heart and soul, a time for Muslims to wash away their sins, reset their intentions, and remember what really matters in life: humility, sacrifice, and equality. Standing side by side, wearing simple white clothes, every pilgrim looks the same. Rich or poor, young or old, famous or unknown. In that moment, everyone is equal before God. And for many Muslims, including someone like Sami Zayn, this powerful reminder shapes how they live their everyday life. grounded, humble, and connected to something bigger than themselves. Sami Zayn had always dreamed of performing Hajj. But as a WWE superstar, his life was packed. Constant tours, intense storylines, endless travel from city to city. Even with all the fame and success, there was always a part of him that felt something deeper was missing. In 2023, Sami made up his mind. It was finally time. At that moment, his popularity was at its peak. As the beloved honorary Yus in the iconic Bloodline storyline, millions of fans were watching his every move. But for once, Sami wanted to step away from the cameras and reconnect with his faith on his own terms. He didn't keep it completely secret either. He shared small glimpses of his intention to perform Hajj, and in doing so, he inspired thousands of his fans around the world, Muslims and non-Muslims alike, to learn more about what Hajj truly means and what faith and purpose look like beyond the bright lights of WWE. Sami Zayn arrived in Saudi Arabia quietly. No WWE cameras, no media buzz, no spotlight following him around. Just another pilgrim among millions, all answering the same sacred call. For a man who spent years inside roaring arenas, surrounded by deafening chants and bright lights, the peaceful silence of Mecca was something completely different and deeply humbling. Like every other pilgrim, Sami wore the ihram, two simple, unstitched white sheets that strip away all status and remind everyone that in front of God, we are all the same. There were no titles, no championship belts, no special treatment, only pure humility and devotion. He joined the crowd and performed tawaf, walking around the Kaaba 7 times, just as millions have done for centuries. He drank cool Zamzam water, stood and prayed at the station of Ibrahim, and took quiet moments to reflect on everything. His blessings, his struggles, and how far he'd come, from a Syrian immigrant's son in Canada to a global wrestling star still grounded in faith. For many pilgrims, Hajj is an emotional roller coaster. The heat, the massive crowds, the long hours on your feet. All of it tests your patience, strength, and faith in ways you can't fully prepare for. Even for someone like Sami Zayn, who's used to grueling matches, endless travel, and physical exhaustion, this was different. Here, he discovered a new kind of endurance, spiritual endurance. One of the most powerful moments of Hajj is at Arafat, also known as the Mount of Mercy. On this plain, millions of pilgrims stand together under the open sky. They raise their hands, pour out their hearts, ask for forgiveness, and pray for guidance. It's said that without standing at Arafat, a Hajj is incomplete. That's how important this moment is. Sami shared small glimpses of this experience online. Not to show off, but to inspire others and remind them why this sacred pillar means so much to Muslims everywhere. Despite being a celebrity, Sami Zayn faced the same challenges every other pilgrim goes through. The blazing heat, the language barriers, finding his way through huge crowds. Nothing was easy, no matter how famous he was. He also had to deal with something most pilgrims don't: security concerns and fans recognizing him in the middle of sacred rituals. Some people wanted selfies or autographs, even during moments of prayer. But according to reports, Sami always handled it with respect. He politely turned down those requests, reminding everyone that Hajj isn't about fame or photos. It's about focusing on the true purpose of the journey. This simple act of humility made people admire him even more. It showed that beneath the spotlight and championships, Sami Zayn is just a man who knows when to put faith before fame. Hajj isn't just about rituals, it's about transformation. Pilgrims return home changed, spiritually refreshed, and deeply humbled by what they've experienced. For Sami Zayn, this pilgrimage was a powerful reminder that fame doesn't last forever, but faith and humanity always do. It reconnected him with his Syrian roots, reminded him of his duty to use his platform for something bigger than himself, and inspired countless Muslim wrestling fans around the world to be proud of who they are. Since then, Sami has continued to stand up for charities, speak out for refugees, and support humanitarian work wherever he can. He proves that you can be a superstar inside the ring, and still be a real hero outside it too. News of Sami Zayn's Hajj spread quickly around the world. For many Muslim fans, seeing someone like Sami openly embrace his faith made them feel seen and represented in a way they rarely do in mainstream wrestling. For non-Muslim fans, it sparked curiosity. They wanted to know more about this sacred journey he chose to take at the peak of his career. Social media was flooded with messages of respect, love, and support. People thanked Sami for standing proudly in his identity, reminding everyone that you don't have to hide your beliefs, no matter how famous you become. In an industry where storylines often blur the line between reality and fiction, Sami's real-life decision to perform Hajj became a powerful story on its own, inspiring thousands to learn more about Islam, about Hajj, and about what it means to hold on to faith in everyday life. After returning from Hajj, Sami Zayn stepped back into the WWE ring with a fresh perspective. Inside the squared circle, his character might get caught up in wild drama, betrayals, and shocking twists, but outside of it, his real-life image has become something much bigger, a symbol of integrity, humility, and quiet inspiration. He keeps breaking barriers, proudly representing Muslim fans on a global stage, using his voice to stand up for humanitarian causes, and proving that no matter how far you go in life, what truly matters is staying true to your roots and your faith. Sami Zayn's pilgrimage to Mecca is a powerful reminder that heroes are not just made in the ring. Sometimes, the greatest battles are the ones you fight within yourself, to be better, kinder, and closer to what you believe in. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring journeys from the world of sports, entertainment, and beyond. This was Sami Zayn's journey to Mecca, a superstar's pilgrimage for peace. Until next time, stay humble, stay curious, and keep fighting the good fight.